Hang on to your hats, Mavericks. I'm about to rant. Hey, Mavericks. I've talked about rotaries on this podcast a couple times. Recent developments, however, have forced my hand to make me address it again. Things like this. An entirely unnecessary accident in my neighborhood, the result of no controls on the road, a road that is far too fast, particularly with a school on it and neighborhoods. I know most people might say, put in a stoplight. But they've been doing that all along this road for the last 2 years. In fact, in the last 3 years, we've gone from 1 stoplight and 4 stop signs to now 4 stoplights, about to be 5. 5. And that means 2 to 10 minutes extra each way in anyone's commute going down that road to cover 1.5 miles. 10 minutes each way. But today I'm going to talk to you about the 5 most important reasons why rotaries are a better idea. First, let's talk safety. Rotaries force every vehicle to slow on their approach, which means nobody's running red lights or stop signs anymore, whether on purpose or by accident. Pedestrian and cycling accidents are lowered. Speed is lowered through the area. People pay more attention because they're forced to, because there's actual road furniture in the way of their progress. They also mean that in neighborhoods where children play, not just people who ride bicycles, everyone's safer. And there's less opportunity for someone in a car to hurt somebody. Additionally, cyclists go with the flow of traffic around rotaries, so they're more treated like cars, as they should be, when they're on the road. They're also more visible, and other people are visible to cars as well. And that slower pace just means it's safer. Secondly, let's talk about time. Putting aside the fact that you sit at intersections waiting for that light to change, rotaries cause you to slow but rarely stop. So whether you're on a bicycle or in a car, you're flowing. And you never have to worry about the times you probably frequently experience, like me, at stoplights where you roll up and there's nobody coming the other way, but you still gotta wait. So frustrating. With rotaries, you just keep moving and go about your day, and it saves you a ton of time. Next, let's talk about cost. Installing lights into intersections is incredibly expensive. You got the lights themselves, you have a power source, you have a controller, you have the pads that they have to put into the pavement where vehicles stop. Rotaries require none of these things. When lights fail, as they often do because of power outages or random events, you don't have policemen risking their lives standing in the middle of a rotary because the traffic just keeps moving, as it should. And it's round. So unlike stop sign intersections, there aren't 4 people sitting at 4 different spots looking at each other going, is it your turn? Is it my turn? Whose turn is it? It's very simple. You approach the rotary, you go through the rotary. Cars to your left in the rotary go first. You follow them. You go out the other side of the rotary and get on with your day. Doesn't matter if the power's out in the whole neighborhood. And because you don't have all that infrastructure to install and maintain, the rotaries are just cheaper to run forever and require very little maintenance. Fourth, let's talk about the environment. All that time you spend sitting at stoplights, your car's running if it's gas powered, just polluting the air. 2 minutes at a stoplight, 5 stoplights in my neighborhood. And why? There's no need for it. You don't have to stop. With a rotary, you just keep going. And because you're not idling so much and decelerating and accelerating from a standing start, it's better on the environment. You're not polluting as much, period. As a cyclist and pedestrian, I absolutely appreciate less pollution, less smog in the air, and cleaner air to breathe. Fifth, let's talk about aesthetics. Stoplights are freaking ugly. There's nothing beautiful, artistic, or decent about a stoplight intersection. They're just metal lights that annoy you, whatever. Rotaries, on the other hand, as you can see here through these examples, are gorgeous, or can be. They can be artistic. They can be green and putting more oxygen back in the air. There's just no easier or more succinct way to put it. They're prettier. And finally, the thing I want to talk about as a bonus mention is specific to Virginia. Virginia's own roadway design manual, which is linked in the description below, describes that rotaries are the method by which Virginia development should proceed. Number one, before stoplights, before four-way stops, rotaries are the preferred method for development. And yet, I have five stoplights in my neighborhood built in the last 3 years. Not a single rotary. So if it's the case that this is Virginia's design standard, why isn't anybody building them in Virginia? Plain and simple, stoplights don't make anything better. They cost more. They're ugly. They cost more to maintain. They fail regularly, causing crashes. They get ignored by people who blow through them. You can't blow through a rotary. They're just ugly. They pollute the environment. They cost you time. They cost you money. Taxes, auto maintenance, gasoline, all of it. So why? Why are we still building stoplight intersections when rotaries are the correct answer? They're better for everyone. This isn't just a cycling thing. I don't want to be sitting at these things either, particularly when there's no need to. When a rotary will solve the problem and keep all of us moving on to our normal lives and not sitting in traffic. There's no need for it. Contact your local politicians, contact your state politicians, contact your federal representatives. More rotaries for all of us. It's what you need to be pushing. It's cheaper. It's easier to maintain. It's better on the environment. It's prettier. And it saves you, all of us, whether you drive a car, you're on a bike, whatever, time and money. So that's it, Mavericks. Rotaries. They're the only logical, smart choice for the future of roadway development in the U.S. Now, come on. Let's ride. And don't forget to pick up your SCHWAG from this episode or any of our episodes at the Maverick Store.